and gentlemen.
Good morning, sir. Good evening.
This lecture is for third year architecture students. Ay sir, pwede pakinggan yung camera. Ay, pakinggan lang. I forgot. Okay. So, good day once again. This lecture will be about designing for wellness, how green building elevates the human experience. So, for today we are looking at the concept of sustainability in a sense that we are thinking of it not just as an environmental checklist, but rather as a profound tool for human health. So before we begin our lecture, let us first see the objectives for this morning. First, we're going to explain the fundamental principles of social and the social benefits rather of green architecture in elevating the human experience. We would then analyze the specific building concepts and strategies and how it directly impacts the physical, emotional, intellectual, and social well-being of the human being. And lastly, as your assessment, we're going to formulate design solutions that prioritizes the human wellness while adhering to sustainable practices and material selection. But before we begin the technicalities, let us ground our mindsets first. So this lecture will be infused with the values of environmental stewardship, empathy, design, and holistic human wellness. Okay. Having said that, I have here a visual image of two different situational images of a workplace. Okay? So your task is, for 1 minute, I want you to assess each of the images and on a piece of paper, sorry I wasn't able to say that earlier, and then on a piece of paper, you're then to project 3 adjectives for each of the following scenarios. So just to give you the context, definitely the picture on the left is a picture of a workspace that is not well lit. It is grumpy. It is messy, not conducive for working. On the other side, it's a well-lit, has a view of the great outdoors, of the city skyline. It has greeneries, nice furniture, nice flooring, and very conducive for working. So let us begin for 1 minute. Just 3 adjectives. What do you exactly feel? If you are sitting on that chair, how do you visualize that place? That 1 minute of your life wasn't wasted. Okay. Right. Now, if you are just like any other people, most probably you will say things like, this place is gloomy. You felt maybe lethargic, tired, stressed, suffocated, no? And the picture on the right, anyone? Relaxed, comforting. Feels coffee?
Cozy.
Cozy. I just wanted to take coffee now. Okay. Alright. So, let us analyze your gut reactions. No? So, why the majority of your feelings associated with the picture on the right is positive and the picture on the left is negative? Okay? So, it is the reason because our bodies are biologically attuned with the fresh air, sunlight. We are born that way. Just like a child wants to swim in the beach or in the pool for 12 hours straight until their skins are wrinkled, because they're attuned with water, just like any other human being. So it directly regulates our mood, alertness, and cognitive performance. What does it mean by cognitive? The way we read, right? The way we pay attention. Now, in architecture, you are future architects. So, when we are thinking of a project for the first time, our primary objective first is not about how to design that structure right away. We are not particular with how it looks. We are not particular of how it would cost. No? But our primarily concern is where is it oriented first? The sun. That is our first, in the order of things, in the design process. Aesthetics comes last, budget comes second, but the orientation of the building is very important. Because in the orientation of the building, if I have my lot here, orientation dictates where your north is. Diba, in Feng Shui, you are studying that, the property is facing east. That's a good chart. But if it's facing south, it's kind of bad, no? So, if you are renting the building for the first time, and your north is facing this way, so where is our west and where is our east in the cardinal dimensions? The west is here, the east is here, the south is here. So your property is facing northwest. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. So, in this analysis, we call this the site analysis. We analyze the site first, so we will know where the sun is located. So the sun, since we are located in the southern hemisphere of the globe, so the sun rises on the east. This is your AM sun, and your PM sun is located to west. So this is where our sun sets, no? So the direction of the sun rises from the east. Since we are in the southern hemisphere, it goes that way. Now let's talk about the wind. Now we're talking about the sunlight, the view of the sun, the view of the outdoors, the great sunlight, the wind direction. The wind direction. Northeast is where you know this guys, amihan, or the southeast monsoon, the good breeze. It's where the soft wind, the gentle breeze comes in. No? But the bagyo, the typhoon, comes here. Southwest monsoon or the Abaga. Okay. So from this point of view, because we know the direction of the sun, we already know where the direction of the winds are. So if you know where the direction of the winds are, you already know where your windows should be. If this part of your building, the facade, the frontage of your structure is facing north, is it hot or a full sunlight? It's facing north. What do you think? Cool. Cool and very bright. It's very bright, no? As compared to the southern part, wherein it is very hot, since that is the direction of your sun, no? From the AM to the PM sun. So here, we place smaller windows on the southern part of your house, big windows facing this direction. Perhaps you can also provide a corner window, a big corner window in here, because the north side generates cool light and not so warm sunlight. Okay? So just by knowing the orientation of the structure. Okay? So that is one way that we call in design passive design. So you are orienting your structure in such a way that it will generate or it will maximize the natural environment or the natural context where your site is. Okay? Another way is to provide material selection, spatial planning, and other strategies to prioritize the well-being. We're going to use materials that are safe for the environment, safe for the people. So not just the orientation of the building, but also the materials, no? Okay. So just to give you a short evolution history of architecture. Primarily, architecture is utilitarian. Its only concern is purpose and function. So aesthetics, quite a bit. So it has little regard with occupant health or environmental impact. Wala tayong pakialam kung sino gagamit. That was the architecture before, no? Not during my time, no? Before me. Okay? So energy efficiency era. So after being utilitarian, it's now focused on energy efficiency. The age of the rainwater harvesters, solar panels. So that is where passive design comes through. You are using the power of nature and convert it to electricity, to energy, and other sources. So that is where the energy crisis. I hope we can generate oil from nature. No? It's like what we do with the sun, with the rain. No? Then after that, henceforth is the green building movement. Now there are some certifications that other buildings have been applying for. In fact, they are spending millions of pesos just to get that 1 star. It's called there are two, no? LEED is global, US Green Building Council, and Verde, the Philippine version, the local version, Building for Ecologically Responsive Design Excellence, or the PhilBGC. So these are the two certifications that hotels, casinos, what else? Any resorts, beaches, they are applying for, no? For bragging rights, actually. Prestige, bragging rights. Because if my hotel is a LEED certified structure, I can ask for more rent, or I can ask for more income, no? When you are a LEED certified structure. And now, here we are, the wellness center design. Now architecture is considered to be a beacon of wellness. No, we are bounded by certain LEED certifications. No? We are not just designing boxes now, so we are eyed, no, to design habitats that heals, no? Restores. So that is the main concern of architecture as of today. Okay? So just for the evolution of architecture. Okay. So the benefits of green building did not came from nothing. So these are measurable. So if your structure is properly, if your house is properly oriented, enough windows, receives enough sunlight, there are benefits, no, from actually knowing where your sun is located. So first, the brain function. So 101 increase in cognitive function compared to conventional office environments. So in the picture on the left kanina, baka mag-negative pa yun. No? We don't know, no? But the picture on the left, on the right rather, has increased 1% or even further. But next, more sleep at night. So having a good window placement sa bedroom mo can give you at least more than half an hour sleep every night. Just by placing a good window, no? Good and enough window. Okay. And lastly, we have the 7 dimensions of wellness, which we will tackle later. So those are the benefits: the physical, emotional, spiritual, social, intellectual, environmental, and occupational well-being. So ito na ngayon siya, no? So physical, how do we say that we are physically well? Ang isang structure natin, paano sasabi natin na yung ating bedroom ay na ibibigay niya is conducive for sleeping, I'm well rested when I stay there. So physical, when you say physical, first of all, air quality. No? But to put it into perspective, physical also could mean the good choice of furniture. No? If your table is mas mataas kaysa doon sa upuan mo, or mas mababa, so you have neck strain, you have back strain, so you're not physically well. That's what we're trying to say here. Emotional, natural light. Think of your bedroom that has an open window of the great outdoors. There's a landscape, meron kang may fountain, may waterfall sa pagbukas mo ng kurtina mo sa umaga. That's for the emotional. Biophilic elements, plants, talking about plants. The spiritual, of course, as man, we have to connect always with nature. That is why we go to the beach, we climb mountains, no? Yun yung physical natin physical need, spiritual need natin, no? To connect with nature. And pang-apat, we have the social, collaborative spaces and smaller efficient homes. I don't know if you are third year kayo, so you are 21? All of us are 22. Okay? Are you familiar with the commercial of Camellia Homes before?
Yes.
Yung batang maliit, yung si mulilit, diba? Ang sikip-sikip, diba? So, actually that time, wellness center design is not yet in place. But Camellia is already doing that. I don't know, maybe it's because of the marketability na murang pabahay kasi mas maliit na bahay. Yung talaga yung konsepto nun. But, if you're talking about social well-being, target na agad nila yun. Smaller houses are more efficient than bigger houses because smaller homes, a bigger home is not as so much better than a smarter home. When you say smart, hindi kailangan na meron kang electronic na keyhole dyan sa sa pinto mo. Being smart is all the spaces are well planned, all the spaces are properly designed. So that is what we call social well-being, social wellness. Fifth, we have the intellectual, stimulating environments like daylight boosting cognition. Yung parang sabihin daw din kanina to. It enhances memory enhancement. Pag may marami kong bitana daw, it also contributes to that. Then environmental, the low VOC materials. I would like to discuss with you VOC materials later on. But VOC is the volatile organic compounds. If you are in a bagong bahay, if you are in a new car, new house, diba there's that certain smell? Diba? You smell that, diba? Gusto mo, may bago. Lason yun. That's lason. That's poison. That's VOC. You're inhaling VOC. Even yung sa libro, diba? I have a friend, when you go to the library, Power Books pala, National Bookstore, the smell of the books, you see the sniff? Yung mga bookworm, that's also VOC. A small amount of VOC. No, hindi siya ganun hindi ka mamamatay agad.
How about the shoes?
That's same.
The new shoes. It's the same.
Anything that is new, don't sniff it.
I used to do that.
But food, yeah, you can sniff food. Diba? Pagkain. You can sniff food. Low VOC materials. Especially in construction, lots of material, not just paint, no? The fluted panels, we-design vertical slats na gano'n that you see in coffee shops. No? Those are actually carried with VOC. That's why marketability of some products, our products is not of gassing something out of nature. Safe to use even sa mga nursery na sa bahay mo, you have a nursery, you can use that material kasi meron kami safe. Even Boysen, the paint manufacturers natin, they have certain brands na walang amoy, no? Yung sabi yung product. Ay, sabi ko na pala yung product. Ay, Boysen.
Is it costly, sir?
Huh?
Is it costly?
Yeah. You will spend 30% more than the original tub of paint. Pag may mga special additives silang nilalagay, mga organic organic components sila. Then, occupational, same as with this one. You have better sunlight, better windows, better layout again. You can apply small efficient layout sa offices dito sa occupational. Not yung mga mas maliliit lang na offices. Kasi you're not spending much of your time walking around your office. No? Pero yung sedentary, yung sedentary na dati ka, lalakad ka, huwag naman sobrang layo kasi sayang yung mga oras pag pangilakad mo sa opisina. Okay? So that's 7 dimensions of wellness in the design. Okay, so I mentioned already low or zero. So kahit zero pa nga siya. Not just low, no? Yung talaga eliminated talaga yung mga off-gassing industrial solvent from the rubber shoes. Kasama yan. This one, baka ito, hindi pa niyo ito nakikita. This is double pane windows with low coatings. If I slice a window, if I slice a window dito, this is the typical window frame, no? Sinislice ko yung window sa gitna. So yung sunlight, papasok yan dito, lalabas lang din yan sa kabila. No? But in the double pane, dalawang glass talaga siya. Samples na naman ito ng mga strategies na ginagamit natin. Papasok dito yung araw, yung init ng araw, hindi yan lalabas agad sa kabila. It will bounce off back and forth to sa second pane before it will release a small amount of heat gain na lang. That's double pane. Again, double pane, double the price. So again, you have to spend more. Okay, that's low heat coating. Plus there is a coating pa rin dito. Yung mga tint nila, yung mga other nila, no, ina-apply sa glass to make it more efficient. Okay, so imagine that already. Okay. So, challenge lang natin ito, scenario natin. Can you access menti.com and use this code? Menti.com. So you are given a hypothetical 15 square meter residential room. And your task is to share one specific low-cost green intervention, like yung windows natin, the low toxic paints, LEDs, the use of LED lights instead of the fluorescent ones, yung mga CFL bulbs natin, no? So gone were the days na yung ginagamit. Anything that you just know, you don't have to research about it. So, Mentimeter app, menti.com, 1-880-7455. Ma-access pa rin yung computer. Okay, so, I will just share the results in our group chat kung ano yung mga lumabas na ano eh, 5. At lagi na. So this is the valuation and your assignment. Wala na pala akong time, sorry. So I would have to require you to read the Philippine Green Building Code and read on indoor environmental quality, which is our topic next meeting. So this is just an exit ticket. Hindi pa naman kayo mag-exit ngayon, di ba? Exit ticket kasi ito eh. So alas na tayo. So 3 to 5 sentences ito. Okay? Just read on this. Easy to understand anything about the VOCs and the other national classic design strategies that we have mentioned earlier. Okay? So just to end, wellness is not an absence of disease, it is the integration of physical, mental, and spiritual well-being. So thank you for joining us and bibili ka? Double pane. Double pane windows.
Papagawa na yan, sir.
Sa kotse, mahirap yan. Dalawang ganun yun eh.